Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you. Yes.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has those game ready.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Boise State football wide receiver Ben Ford. I've had to face some setbacks on the field this past season, but toughness isn't about staying down. It's about getting back up. I am proud to represent Lithia Ford of Boise, where you can find the largest selection of Ford trucks that are built tough and, like me, handle the hits and keep pushing forward. Come check out the incredible inventory and competitive pricing at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're not just getting a truck, you're supporting Boise State athletics and Lithia Ford NIL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News. Game time is approaching, and we're getting you ready with the latest pregame news, interviews, analysis, and more from BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Have a pregame score prediction or comment? Let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise and our major sponsors Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show on Bronco Nation News.
Good evening, Bronco Nation, and welcome to ExtraMile Arena here in downtown Boise, campus of Boise State University, as the Broncos look for their second straight win as they try to get hot down the stretch with 4 games remaining in the regular season. Tonight, the Broncos will take on the Wyoming Cowboys here at ExtraMile Arena. How are we doing? Bring it courtside, BJ Rains, and of course, one of the voices of the Broncos, Abe Jackson. You'll hear him and Bob Beeler coming up in 23 minutes over on 670 KBOI, all the affiliates of the Bronco Radio Network in Learfield. And Abe always comes on for a few minutes to kick off our pregame show. We appreciate that, Abe. How you doing, man? It's
good.
2 games in a row at home, not having to travel so quickly. It's
I like a 7 o'clock game, too. I mean, usually these home games have been 8:30, 9 o'clock, so this is going to be nice.
It's going to be so nice, and I like the orange, by the way. Nice.
First time I've ever worn it. I've had it in my closet for a couple of years, and I thought, you know what? It's kind of a bright day.
I saw you walk in. I was like, no. You,
I think everybody saw me walk in with this thing.
No mistaking Abe tonight, folks.
I know.
But, as I said, some people are debatable as 2 games, a winning streak, whatever. But the Broncos trying to get hot down the stretch here, played really nice, got the win the other day against San Jose, and back here at home trying to keep it rolling.
Yeah, and Wyoming's coming in hot. I mean, they've won 2 in a row against Fresno and then at Grand Canyon, which everyone knows is a tough place to play. And so you got a Wyoming team who has a more full roster than they did the first time we saw them, plus a scoring guard that the Broncos have trouble with. So I'm sure you'll touch on all of that. But the Broncos are playing well. What I liked about the San Jose State game is that when they got a lead in the second half, it just kept stretching it. They didn't give up one of those big runs like we saw. Now, Utah State is a different breed of game, I know, but you're up 7, and all of a sudden you give up a 16-2 run, and then you're down 7. So there were no big runs that San Jose State had in the second half, and hopefully the Broncos can take something from that, because that's really been their Achilles heel, is that they have had offense that has been clicking, but then the defense in conference, for whatever reason, just can't stop the slides. I mean, they give up 8, and then all of a sudden they give up 10, and then all of a sudden it's a 16-2 run like we saw. So hopefully the Broncos found something against San Jose State, and they can take it here tonight too.
As you can see, both teams on the floor warming up. Wyoming in their colorful brown and is that gold, yellow? What are we officially calling that? Let's say
we'll go gold.
Mostly brown and gold uniforms there. Boise State, maybe they're a little superstitious. Second game in a row going with the retro logo with the Broncos script across the front. It worked against San Jose. I guess you'd try it again here tonight. But we talked about it, Abe. It was a tough stretch there, but you looked at the schedule here in terms of the remaining games for the Broncos, and you knew it was the back-to-back home games. Obviously, Fresno is going to be a tough game on the road, but that is certainly a game you can go win. And then you get San Diego State at home. Again, tough game, winnable game, and I would say the same for Colorado State. So you're 1-0 in this 5-game stretch. I could see him winning out. I could see him going 2-2 in these next 4.
Yep.
Heck, it wouldn't shock me if you said they went 1-3. I mean, it's a very, up and down season, and I guess we'll find out here in this final 10 days or whatever it is of the regular season, because it certainly has the potential to go one of 2 ways here in the final 4 games.
Well, yeah, you look at Boise State, and they could work themselves up in the standings, but then Wyoming as well. I mean, when you take a look at their schedule, let's say Wyoming gets a win, then they have Air Force, home against Nevada, and then San Jose. They could close the season winning 6 in a row if they get this win here against Boise State. Then all of a sudden they could look to jump Boise State in the standings. So I think you're going to have UNLV, Colorado State, Boise State, Wyoming, Fresno, maybe Fresno, really battling for those 5 and 6 spots. Those 5 and 6 spots are the key ones, because you open with either San Jose or Air Force.
Yeah, I got the standings on the screen here. I stole this from FS1 after the final game on Saturday. That's why they have Utah State and Nevada highlighted. But these are the current standings. 4 games in the Mountain West tonight. The big one is Nevada and New Mexico. That game is at Nevada, and it's a pick'em tonight. That'll be a very interesting game there in Reno after they just got the big win against Utah State. But let's face it, Abe, certainly you'd like to have Grand Canyon and Utah State on the other side of the bracket. As you said, if that's the 1-4 and you can get into that 6-7 and be within the 2 on the 2-3 side, you'd take that. But let's be honest, every game, and Saturday showed it with 3 upsets, almost another one with New Mexico barely coming back to beat Fresno. Nothing should surprise us about this league. It's up and down. Anybody could beat anybody, and I'm sure it's going to be a crazy tournament down in Vegas.
No matter what position that you're in, the first round you should win, right? That should be a game that you win. But then the second round, when you're playing on Thursday in the second round, that's going to be against a team that might be able to win the whole thing. I mean, you're looking at your Utah State, New Mexico, San Diego. I mean, you're going to play one of those. So, get that first win on Wednesday, because it is looking like the Boise State probably isn't going to get a bye in the top 4. So you're going to play Wednesday, get that win, and then just got to see what happens, because after that, you're going to be playing one of the top teams. But the way we've seen Boise State play this year, too, in those stretches, I mean, with that stretch against UNLV where they went up 17 points, I mean, that's as good as Boise State has played on both ends of the court. Now, it did fall apart, but if they can find something like that during the tournament, that's what's great about tournaments, right? It's not always the best team from the season that wins. Sometimes it's who gets hot at the right moment. And I think some of that we saw last year with Colorado State. Yeah. I know we saw it, 2 years ago? With New Mexico. They had to play on Wednesday, and their little point guard, House, he just went off and just dominated the whole tournament. So, I mean, it's something that can happen. But after that first game on Wednesday, you're going to be playing one of the better teams.
Well, it's funny. You're saying Boise State's going to be saying whoever they play could win the tournament. I think the team that's playing Boise State
is going to have that conversation
Colorado State,
too.
playing UNLV. Like, there's a lot of – I mean, there's 8 or 9 teams that you could say could win the tournament right now, and it really wouldn't shock.
Well, and you know what the best part of the tournament is? You're not playing in Phoenix. You're not playing in Albuquerque. You're not playing in Logan.
They're going to have a lot of those fan bases travel.
Fan bases, but I mean, I'm completely different venue than playing at Logan or at Grand Canyon or in the pit.
No doubt.
I mean, so it's you take away that home court advantage. They'll have some loud fans there, yes, but it'll be completely different than having to play on someone else's home court. And we've seen these teams go into places and not play great on the road, especially with all those upsets that we just saw.
I think tonight the defense is where I said this morning on our morning show. I'm going to be watching Boise State's defense tonight because we've talked a lot about it, Abe. It's been an up and down year for the defense. They've been giving up a lot of points lately. I thought I saw some signs of improvement in that San Jose game, holding San Jose to 6 assists, only 4 made three-pointers. You won the rebounding battle by 5. But, Wyoming's a team that can score the basketball. Their guard had 30 points against Boise State earlier this season. We know the tendencies that, guards have had on going off on Boise State, but Wyoming's offense is actually ranked higher than Boise State's offense this year, I believe, or they're very similar. And so I think defensively, if Boise State, can they slow down this Wyoming offense? That's going to be a big key for me tonight.
It will, and it's going to be the three-point line and guarding the guards, because Boise State is giving up over 38% shooting from 3 in conference. And so I think what that says is that, one, they're having a tough time guarding the three-point line, but then when the guards start to go off, they guard that line, and then they penetrate. And Boise State really doesn't have any type of rim protector. I think the last one I can really remember was Armouche a few years ago. And he wasn't a shot blocker, but he was so big and strong that he could challenge. And that's what you need to do. We don't really have someone inside that challenges guards when they drive. So it's going to be kind of tough against Walker, who can hit the 3, but then when you guard him and you press him, he can get by you and get into the paint.
Yeah, Leland Walker, 14.5 points a game. Their leading scorer, again, had 30 in that first matchup up in Laramie. But Boise State did win that one by I think about 15 and controlled it for most of the game. What else in terms of what we saw against San Jose, like if you can bottle that and carry it over, or something you've seen recently, like what do you want to see these final 4 games of the regular season here that gives you confidence about this team going into the tournament?
Just less breakdowns. I mean, there weren't very many breakdowns against San Jose State, especially in that second half. We just talked about how they didn't give up any type of big run, and that's been the Achilles heel of Boise State, is that they'll play well, and then all of a sudden there'll be a breakdown on offense for a few possessions, and you'll have 3 turnovers in 2 minutes, and then you'll come down, there'll be some breakdowns on defense, and you'll give up a 10-0 run just to one player. So I think if I could say something that I would like, just more consistency, possession to possession, and then when those breakdowns do happen, limit them to 1 possession and then get back on track the next time.
I think I asked you, who's the X factor down the stretch here, and you said Pearson Carmichael. I think Andrew Meadows, a guy you could point to. He had 16 points in that game, and I think Dylan Andrews certainly, if he plays at the level we've seen him play at times, that makes a big difference. But for me, I'm going to go to some of the role players. I mean, Carmichael kind of fits into that, but he's now starting. I think Nato at times this year has still kind of looked overmatched. He's been up and down. Aarons has had some big games and then had games where he's barely played. Parolin, I mean, I know it's kind of every team's going to say if their bench plays well, that's going to help them out. Maybe it's just a cop-out answer, but I do think some of the role players that are getting limited minutes, when they get in there, they need to produce.
They do, and the Broncos have had some huge numbers from the bench this year, and most of it's been when Carmichael's been on the bench, and then he's come in and given you 15 or 16 points. But the bench has been key for the Broncos, getting into the 20, 30s sometimes on the bench, and it's much easier to win games when you're not leaning on your starters. But I want to talk about Andrews and Fielder for a second, though. They have really become pretty consistent lately. I mean, you're knowing what you're going to get from them, from Andrews and from Fielder. So really, where's it going to come from the other guys? Because these last few games, they've really just put up consistent numbers.
All right, so final thing for you, Abe. And again, we'll be listening, you and Bob over on 670 KBOI. But 7.8-point spread. I mean, one of those kind of sneaky, tricky games where certainly it wouldn't shock you if Wyoming gets some guys that get hot and win this game. But for Boise State to kind of keep this thing rolling, what are you going to be watching for? What are your keys to a Boise State win tonight?
Well, they have Myers inside, who is their leading rebounder. He wasn't playing the first time, so the Broncos are going to have a little more to deal with inside. I believe they dominated the paint last time up in Laramie, but then it's guarding the guards. I think you can say that about every team that the Broncos play. Can you keep Walker in check? And if he does go off, can you keep everybody else in check to win the game? Because the scoring guards have been some problems for the Broncos.
Abe, appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you on the postgame show.
All right.
Abe Jackson, appreciate him for joining us again. Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. Lithia Ford of Boise, check them out online at lithiafordboise.com, our title sponsor here at BNN and our sponsor of the pregame show, the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. They're helping out student athletes on NIL deals. They're helping out coaches, administrators, you name it. Lithia Ford of Boise is doing whatever it takes for Boise State. Return the favor, folks, for that next car or truck purchase. Make it at Lithia Ford Boise. Hey, Sun Cruiser, real iced tea or real vodka, whether it's the iced tea lemonades, the vodka iced teas, peach, raspberry, strawberry lemonade, pink lemonade, the lemonade iced tea, so many different flavors and options. Sun Cruiser, highly recommend the Sun Cruiser. I know the Buchanan family has them flowing there in Indiana. Pick them up at Jackson's or Ridley's. Our studio sponsor is Sun Cruiser. We'll give you a live look at warm-ups. Keep this pregame show rolling in a second here. Get your score predictions in. Let us know where you're watching from. Who's your Matt Bauscher player of the game predictions? Let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat. ICCU, there's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone. You don't realize what you're missing, folks, till you make the switch to Idaho Central Credit Union. ICCU, they donate $25 for every made free throw for home games here at ExtraMile Arena. So let's see how much money ICCU is going to donate to the Idaho Youth Sports Commission. Again, $25 for every made free throw from ICCU to Idaho Youth Sports Commission. And don't forget, if the Broncos get 75 points, you get a 75-cent fountain drink. 75 points gets you a 75-cent fountain drink from our friends at Jackson's. Just use that Let's Go Rewards app or Let's Go Rewards. Type in your phone number. 2 days after the game, that'll be on Thursday if the Broncos can get 75 tonight from our friends at Jackson's. And tonight's game sponsor, Taco Bell. Free Taco Bell being passed out to the students as they walk in. No truth to the rumor that Johnny Ballgame tried to pass as a student to go over there and get some free tacos. But how about that? The first 300 students get free Taco Bell tonight. We appreciate the game sponsor, Taco Bell. Also, $2 pretzels tonight, Johnny. Hopefully folks are taking advantage of that. But Taco Bell, if the Broncos score 83 tonight, you get a free taco using your ticket stub from our friends at Taco Bell. All right, we're back live. You see Johnny Ballgame sporting the, I like that hat, man, the WBC USA team.
It's going to be fun, man. Love the WBC. Good games every night. Doesn't matter which country's playing. And
there's a chance I'll be at the championship
I
game.
know, man.
Miami,
I heard
Florida,
BJ
man.
might go to that. That's a big-time game, man.
Yeah.
I hope you can make that.
Take the PJ down just for the championship and come on back.
Oh, that'd be perfect, dude.
No,
yeah,
we'll see if it works out. I'm hoping I'm going to cover Boise State in the NCAA tournament after they just won the Mountain West tournament, and then I can't go. But if they aren't in the postseason, I may try to sneak down to spring training in Florida for a few days with my kids. But tonight, Wyoming in town. Sundance Wicks has his team playing better, Johnny.
I agree.
They got, Leland Walker, a guard, scored 30 points last time they played Boise State. They got some guys that can light it up. They're coming off a really, really impressive win at Grand Canyon. I mean, Boise State fans have seen Grand Canyon twice and put it on Boise State, and certainly down there at Grand Canyon for Wyoming to go to Grand Canyon a couple days ago and get that win. I mean, that gets your attention, man.
Tough place, right, to win.
And a tough team. And they just beat them.
One of the bigger upsets in the league this year, no question. I mean, as Sundance kind of turned the corner on this thing a little bit, it kind of feels there. I mean, it's funny how you get, like, their best player. He was on FAU last year. Whatever happened there probably wasn't good enough for what they wanted to do. So he ends up coming to Wyoming, and he's their best player, and he's playing really good ball right now. And Boise State has had a hard time with, like, score first point guards.
Yes.
And that's what this kid is. So this might be interesting. But, dude, Leon has owned Wyoming, owned these guys, 22-7, even better at home. Boise State's won slippy slappy 5 in a row, or is it 7 in a row in this series? Yeah, they've handled Wyoming. They've won easily in Laramie.
They didn't have Nasmeyer in that game, a freshman guard, 13 points a game.
Big.
Their leading rebounder. He did not play in that game in Laramie.
That's big.
I mean, they won by 15 in Laramie, and the spread's only 7.5 tonight.
Yep.
You mentioned Walker, though. Interesting, his path, like you said, played 2 years at Eastern Kentucky, a year at FAU. He averaged 9 points at FAU last year.
Yeah, and that's good.
I mean, what kind of NIL money is that guy? I mean, Wyoming doesn't have big-time NIL money to be thrown around.
FAU wanted to go in another direction. That's fine. I mean, UCLA wanted to go in another direction, right? Boise State's game. I mean, that's the game now, and that's what I was pointing out. It's interesting that he's found his place at Wyoming, and he was like it wasn't Quinnipiac, but they have a dude on their team who played at Quinnipiac.
Yeah.
But it was another one of those smaller schools, and that's how you're living now, getting those kids from those type of programs. And I don't know. It feels like, okay, I will say this. Wyoming's playing way better now than they did when they last played. It looks like they figured some stuff out. But I still like Boise State tonight.
Now, they do have a freshman guard, Talon Taylor, from Idaho Falls, Idaho. I believe he's a walk-on.
There's a lot of good freshmen in the Mountain West this year. I've seen 3 or 4 teams, and their second or third leading scorer is a freshman. Those guys won't be here next year.
I was going to say, though, you look at where they're getting some of these guys from, man. Cumberland College, Lake Superior State, Chaffee College, New Hampton School, Quinnipiac, UC Santa Barbara,
great school,
Missouri Western. I mean, they're getting
that
guys
guy went from UCSB, Santa Barbara to Laramie. Oh, dude, the difference.
He walked out on that first snow.
The difference in talent.
What kind of talent are you talking about there?
What was your job in college?
I was a bouncer at a bar.
Yeah. That type of talent.
Yes.
Yeah, BJ was a bouncer. He was like Dalton of Lawrence. Take it outside.
It's amazing how much better looking you got when you had a shirt that said staff.
Oh, dude. So much better. I know.
My wife is watching this, so I got to be careful what I say.
Sorry, Karen.
They truly did moneyball this thing, man, putting a roster together with guys from all over that they feel were undervalued. I mean, Sundance told me at Media Days they think their projections had them saving $500,000 that they got guys for that they could have gotten elsewhere, more money elsewhere. So it's guys from non-D1 schools, Division II schools, all these different places. And like I said, man, 2 in a row, and they feel like they're getting hot at the right time here down the stretch. They're not going to be a team certainly that's going to be an easy out in the conference tournament.
No, and I heard what Sundance, like his philosophy. We play at the highest altitude. So we're going to try to shoot more than any other team in America. We're going to push, we're going to shoot, and we're going to try to run you out. And I was like, that's brilliant. I don't know why I haven't heard any other Wyoming coach ever say that. Maybe they have, but I never remember sticking out. Like, that is a perfect way to build a program in Laramie. Plus, it is player-friendly. Kids are going to want to go to a place where you say, oh, by the way, did you see who led the league or the country or the West in 3-point attempts? Yeah, us. You'll come here. We're going to, and you'll play at a high altitude. That'll benefit you in the pros. It'll make you stronger. Like, it feels like if that's the sell, maybe it'll work there. And it feels like this Wyoming team, like they score more points per game than Boise State, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and Boise State, this is one of the highest scoring teams Leon's had. Not that it's one of the best teams, but they've been scoring in high-level numbers for a Leon team. Wyoming's outscoring Boise State, so Sundance, I feel like, is he finally getting what he's wanted?
Yeah.
And I don't know if Boise State's going to be like, it's really clicked in Laramie, or it's getting better, but it hasn't clicked yet. Boise State needs this game.
No.
They got 2 home games left, BJ. This is a winnable game, a beatable team.
Yeah.
I'll keep creating other words in the English dictionary to go along with trying to, I don't know, probably exaggerate my point here, but Boise State needs to find a way to win this thing.
All right, I'm going to tell you one key area to watch, Johnny, the free throw line. Right here is all you need to see. Boise State, 34th in America at getting to the foul line. Wyoming, 361st in the country at opponents getting to the free throw line.
Wow.
Boise State has a chance to shoot a lot of free throws tonight. Wyoming fouls a lot. Boise State goes inside, tries to get to the foul line a lot. Pay attention to the foul line tonight. If Boise State can get to the foul line a lot, that should help them out. But you mentioned Wyoming's offense. It's 82nd in the country. It's the top third, top fourth, 25 percentile basically in all of college basketball on the offensive side. Boise State's a little bit higher at 68 in terms of the Ken Pom projections here. But Wyoming has a very solid offense, and that's why I said tonight, for me, I'm looking at Boise State's defense. They haven't played great defensively of late. Their defense is 82nd in the country, not a Mike Burns-type defense the last month or so. Thought there were some signs against San Jose that it was a little bit better. But I think big test tonight. If Boise State's defense can slow down Wyoming, they got a good chance to win this thing. Again, 8.5 point spread tonight.
An interesting number I saw, just kind of comparing the statistics. What Boise State does best statistically in America is also what Wyoming does best statistically in America, and that's the rebound margin. So both these teams are good at winning the rebound margin. Pay attention to who wins the rebound margin tonight. Good chance the winner in that stat ends up getting the win tonight. Plus, these teams shoot a lot of threes, long rebounds. It could have that factor as well, but pay attention to the glass. And, I mean, that goes without saying, but that could be interesting tonight because both these teams usually win the rebounding margin. So, interesting.
4 games left in the regular season, Johnny. At home tonight against Wyoming, at Fresno State on Saturday, San Diego State on senior night next Tuesday, and then at Colorado State next Saturday. What's your gut feel on a record here in the final 4 games for Boise State?
3-1 or 2-2. 3-1 would be nice for them because then they go 11-9. You're over 500 in your league. I think you can say that's a good season if you're over 500 in the Mountain West. If you're 500, you can't sit there and sell people that it was a good year. We were 500 in the league. That's a tough sell for me. And then certainly if you go 1-3 or finish below 500 in the league this year, that's
I'm not sure
a
10-8 versus 9-9 changes much.
Oh, in the grand scheme of things, probably not.
Yeah.
But in the conversation,
I'm not even sure 10-8's a good, quote, good year. But you're
I don't think you can say you had a bad year if you're over 500 in your league.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know what league or whatever that exists, but it feels like that's a pretty good year.
Yeah.
But different programs have different expectations. And
now, the officials tonight, I mentioned the free throw could be an issue, should be an area to watch tonight. The lead official in this game, Johnny, Mike Reed, was the official that gave R.J. Keene the timeout falling out of bounds against Nevada. Do you remember that big play in overtime?
Yeah.
R.J. Keene falling out of bounds, calls for the timeout. Mike Reed gives him the timeout call, and he's the number 19 ranked ref at Ken Pom. Guess where he was on Saturday?
Lawrence, Kansas?
No, he was in Washington, D.C. He did the Duke-Michigan game on Saturday. And now a couple days later, he gets to do Boise State, Wyoming. I'm sure he'll come in just as fired up, just as
So he made the R.J. Keene call.
he did. He gave R.J. Keene the free throw there. The other two officials, if anyone cares, again, he's ranked 19th at KenPom. Jason Phillips did the Michigan State-Ohio State game on Sunday, the number 70 ranked official at KenPom, and then Brian Anslinger is the number 187.
You need to, like,
referee
I
at
say this
KenPom
every
as
year,
well.
man. You got to start like a fantasy basketball referee league. You get like 10 owners and you draft refs, and then based on the refs' scores and the refs' grades, you get a score. And at the end of the year, the aggregate referee score, the highest, gets whatever money is in the pot.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Right? That'd be fun, but I
it.
wouldn't want to manage it. But maybe it wouldn't be all that hard anyway.
All right, give us a quick score prediction before we get you out of here. By the way, Josh says, are you sick?
No, I'm just a little hoarse.
All right.
Need to get some fluids going here. I would say both these teams are scoring 88-78 Boise State.
He likes to cover. You'd lay the points.
Yeah, they cover 88-78.
88 points in a regulation game. That would be all right, that's probably taking the over then, too. I think it's
I like the over tonight.
okay. Was it like 156 or something, or what is it? 160?
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Appreciate it, Johnny.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. Johnny Ballgame joining us here on Bronco Nation News. Again, you see a live look at ExtraMile Arena. Both teams should be back on the floor shortly. We've got 26 minutes on the clock. Both teams should be back on the floor shortly, and we'll show you a live look at warm-ups. Keep getting those score predictions in. Where you're watching from, we'll give some shout-outs here on the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show. While we wait for the teams to come back on the court, going to thank a few great sponsors. That includes the Blue and Orange Store online, theblueandorange.com, whether it's jerseys, caps, bumper stickers, car flags, you name it, they got you covered. The Blue and Orange Store online, theblueandorangestore.com. Get those customizable jerseys there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location. They got the 14,000 hats on the hat wall there at the location at the mall. And, of course, you can order anywhere in the world online at theblueandorangestore.com. Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, check out online mysignatureroofing.com. Again, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Signature Roofing online, mysignatureroofing.com. 4 games tonight on the Mountain West scoreboard update presented by Signature Roofing. 3 are at 7. 1 is at 9 tonight. And, of course, Tom Moser will have all the action broken down for you on another night in the Mountain West coming up after the 9 p.m. game ends tonight. That's the big one. New Mexico is at Nevada, 9 o'clock, right when the Boise State game ends. You can watch that. And then, of course, you can join Tom Moser another night in the Mountain West coming up afterwards tonight. Also want to thank Matt Bauscher, number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, online, BauscherRealEstate.com. Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, Matt and his team are ready to help you out. Bauscher Real Estate, online, BauscherRealEstate.com. You get a live look. The Broncos on the floor warming up. We welcome in our man Nathan Carroll to the Sun Cruiser Studios here. How we doing, Nathan?
Doing good. Excited to be here. Tuesday night feels like the first time we've had a weekday game in a while. I don't know if I made that up, but it feels like we've had a lot of Saturday nights here at ExtraMile Arena. Excited to be here on a Tuesday evening.
We get another Tuesday next week for senior night against San Diego State, but certainly tonight, Boise State needs a win, needs to try to get some momentum rolling here down the stretch. I mentioned Matt Bauscher, by the way. He is confirmed for our Manning cast. We got Max Rice and Tyson Degenhart together for the first half. We're going to get Matt Bauscher to start the second half. Nathan's going to be involved for sure, pregame, postgame, I think in-game. We're just figuring out the schedule, but we're going to have Travis Hawks join us. I just got a text, how about from Derek Marks? And how about this? How badly does Derek Marks love Bronco Nation, love Bronco Nation News, want to come on this broadcast? It's going to be 2:30 in the morning in Romania, but he did not say no. He didn't say yes. We're still working out the details, but he did not say no. 2:30 in the morning in Romania. I guess he'd just stay up maybe at that point. I don't know what his plans would be, but we may have Derek Marks join us as well. That will be Saturday for the Fresno State game, Saturday, which I do have a little breaking news on that. The start time, it's listed at 5:30. The start time is now 6 o'clock in Fresno, 6 o'clock Mountain Time in Fresno, 5 o'clock in Fresno, 6 o'clock Mountain Time here. They have pushed the tip back 30 minutes due to a women's game earlier in the afternoon. They want to give ample time for the men to warm up, and they have pushed the start time back. So the game starts at 6 o'clock on Saturday Mountain Time. We will be live, I believe, at 5:30. Okay. I think since we're doing the whole game broadcast, we only need 30 minutes for pregame. We're not going to have, the sights and sounds as much to show. So I think we're going to cap a 30-minute pregame. 5:30, you can join us on Saturday. And again, if you're just joining us, we will be showing the stream as we have for a couple of these home games. We'll be broadcasting the game here on BNN on Saturday, not tonight, Saturday. But instead of, turning the sound down for us and letting you hear the announcers like Jay Tust or whoever during the game, because I'm not going to Fresno and we can do this timing-wise better, you can listen to us. So we'll have Nathan, myself, Max Rice, Tyson Degenhardt, everybody that I just mentioned, maybe Derek Marks, live during the game, commentating a true Manning cast on Saturday. So as long as you have a smart TV with a YouTube app, you can still watch the game full screen on YouTube, full screen, just like you're watching it on any TV channel. Just watch it on the BNN YouTube channel, and you can chat with other friends during the game. We'll take your comments and your questions for Max and Tyson and everybody else. And I think it's kind of cool, too, that Max and Tyson wanted to do it together. So they're both going to come on together for the first half. But make plans now. 5:30 on Saturday. Join us on BNN, a full live broadcast. Pre-game, the full game, and post-game. And I still do have it set up with Boise State where we will be getting Leon Rice and a player live on the post-game show, even though I'm not in Fresno. So Saturday should be fun, but tonight should be fun as well. And obviously, Nathan, this is a game that Boise State, I was going to say has to win. I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. You're just playing for seeding for the tournament. Yeah. You're playing out the strings from that standpoint. You want to get momentum rolling, though. You want to get on a roll. And certainly a home game against the, ninth place team or whatever it is when you're favored by 8 points. This is a game you should and probably need to win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a game that if you're trying to build momentum into a Mountain West tournament run, you would hope to win this game. Wyoming's been frisky. I know you just talked about it with Johnny, but got the upset win over Grand Canyon at GCU Arena, one of the toughest places to play in the entire country. So this is by no means a walkover. It's not a pushover, but it's a game that if you're going to get rolling here and potentially go on a run down in Vegas, you probably need to win this one. And even just in terms of what's left for these next 4 games, getting a 5 seed in an opening round matchup against Air Force is not out of the question. You probably need to win this game if you're going to get there. So whether it's just a morale momentum thing, it's a must win, but even just for the regular season seeding stuff, absolutely a game that you certainly hope the Broncos are able to come out with a win in.
What'd you see in that San Jose game? I know you had a post-game story for us with some of your thoughts, but what takeaways from the San Jose State game would you like to see carry over here tonight and down the stretch?
Yeah, I think the big thing in terms of what you want to see that we saw in that game was Drew Fielder and Andrew Meadow play well. Those two guys were the 2 leading scorers, and they've been sort of inconsistent with their scoring from night to night, particularly Andrew Meadow, where we've had games where Andrew Meadow, very involved, looks like one of the best players in the conference, and then the next game he's just kind of not there, and 30 minutes goes by, and it's like, where's Andrew Meadow been on offense? He was involved early and often, was looking to get his shots, and I thought Dylan Andrews and the point guards did a great job of setting him up, putting him in positions to succeed. I think that's a big thing you want to carry over. I think the one thing you'd like to change, I mentioned it post-game, but they gave up 10 offensive rebounds to San Jose State for a team that prides themselves on defensive rebounding. Wyoming loves to rebound the ball. That's their identity, offensive and defensive. They crash the glass. Tonight, I think if you're Boise State, you'd like to hold Wyoming to 7 or less offensive rebounds, somewhere in that ballpark, but you'd like to see improvement in that phase of the game.
He's Nathan Carroll. My name's BJ Rains. This is the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show, getting you set for Boise State and Wyoming coming up in about 20 minutes on the Mountain West Network. It'll be Garrett Jones and Brian King on the call on the Mountain West Network coming up in about 18 minutes. We got Sports Guy watching from Minnesota. Appreciate you. Dylan is checking in from Idaho Falls. Appreciate you. Chad's got 75-69 for his score prediction. Dylan says his grandpa Steve passed away earlier today. Oh, sorry to hear that, Dylan. Took him to his first Boise State game 20 years ago. Hopefully Boise State can get a win tonight. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Sorry to hear that, Dylan. But, hopefully Grandpa Steve can help the Broncos get a big win tonight. Maybe go on a little magical run here down the stretch. But sorry to hear that, Dylan. Hope you and your family are doing okay. Chase Love's got 102-78. Really buying into that Boise State offense here, 102-78. Karate Bob up in Section 28. I know he's always watching there. There's a couple seconds delay till he's going to hear me and look up. But Karate Bob, appreciate you, as always, for watching there in Section 28. And always appreciate the folks that are here in the arena. I say our friend Guy over there and some others that I know are typically dialed in while they're in the arena here. So appreciate you guys for doing that. And Guy does say the official colors for Wyoming, we were trying to figure it out. He said it's poop and pee. So brown and gold, I guess. One way to put it.
Yeah. Do you like the colors? I feel like it's a contentious issue. Some people love them. Some people hate them. Do you have a strong opinion on it?
I don't mind them.
Yeah.
They're just not the traditional, blue or red or green, whatever. I mean, brown.
It's different.
When brown's your primary color, I don't necessarily love that, but I think the gold and the white, it's fine. It's okay.
Make it work.
It's nothing special. I don't love it, but I wouldn't say I hate it. I think this is Uncle Buchanan here. Went out with good defense, ball movement, limit the turnovers. Melinda Draper checking in. Appreciate you for watching, Melinda. Cruiser time in Lafayette. I like hearing that. Sun Cruiser. Hopefully a lot of you guys are having some Sun Cruisers. Spencer's got Boise by 9. Josh has got 89-74 for Boise State by 15 there. Cottage Cheese, 79-66, 13-point win there. Chad, it says big Johnny Ballgame fan. I should say only Johnny Ballgame fan, but we'll let it slide there, Chad. Johnny Ballgame's a legend, according to Dylan.
Two of them.
79-69. Johnny was texting. Maybe we found his burner account.
Oh, there we go.
Jason's got 79-69. Also saying the live spread is 8.5 right now on ESPN. Lots of good freshmen in the country this year. Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
Roy, let's see, 79-71. That's probably about what Vegas would have as an 8-point number there. Ken Dick, got to meet him at the last home game. He was the team manager for the 75-76 team. He was here. He's got 82-76. Preston is going 86-74. Robbie Robinson, 87-68. 83-70 for Bronco 130.
Just enough for a taco.
That would be nice. Wyoming by 10. So we have a Wyoming fan in the chat here.
Or a very pessimistic Bronco fan.
Nathan, how would you fare in a free throw shooting contest against 90% Rains?
I don't know if I could do 90. I would say I could go 7 out of 10, though. I was never an elite free throw shooter, but, I wasn't bad. I wasn't Shaquille O'Neal. So, and I think that's one of the things that never goes away. Like, once you learn how to shoot free throws, you can be 75 and still knock it down.
And the best part is you can be as out of shape as I am, and you don't have to run up and down the court. You just got to walk up to the line and let it fly. But KC says, build on the win over San Jose, regain the confidence. The colors fit Wyoming, Chase says.
Yeah.
78-71 is what CDZ Sports has. So we'll see what happens tonight. Again, a look at the Mountain West standings. This is heading into tonight's game. I stole this from the Fox Sports 1 broadcast. It was after the Utah State-Nevada game. That's why those are, lit up there on the those two teams. They just finished their game. That Nevada-New Mexico game will be interesting tonight. But I know you've been kind of tracking the seedings and all this. What is your kind of best guess here? Colorado State's won 5 in a row. They're hot.
Yep.
Boise State has to play them at the end of the season. You mentioned Wyoming has a pretty easy finish here to the season as well. I think a 3-way tie maybe is what Boise State could be, hoping for since they lost to UNLV both games. Maybe if they sweep Colorado State, that would help. I don't know. But what's your take on the standings and the path that's looming for Boise State? But a lot still to go, a lot still to decide here in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, first and foremost, I think Boise State really decides a lot of this. These last 4 games, 4-0 is on the table. I think Ken Palm gives it about a 10% chance. 0-4 is realistically on the table. I mean, now, granted, you'd hope to get one of Wyoming or Fresno. Like, those are 2 games you'll be favored in. But 0-4, not impossible. I bet Ken Palm probably has it like at a 5% chance. So if Boise State's 12-8, I mean, getting up into the 5-4 range or like a tie for 4th and you end up as the 5 seed, not out of the question. If you're 8-12, you could be looking at the 8-9 seed. So a lot of this has to do with how does Boise State finish this thing out. The key teams you want to look at here, Grand Canyon, UNLV have tiebreakers over Boise State because they swept those season series, which means if you're a Boise State fan, need UNLV to lose, need Grand Canyon to lose. The interesting team here is Nevada because they split the series 1-1 on the season. The way the Mountain West tiebreakers work is if Boise and Nevada are tied, they split the season series. It goes to order of where teams finish based upon how the remaining schedule. Boise State likely will have tiebreaker over Nevada in that scenario. That's the team that if you're Boise State, try to get tied with Nevada, maybe get a top 5 finish.
Yeah, no doubt. They're getting ready for the national anthem here. We're going to keep this rolling for a few minutes more. We'll let you hear the national anthem here in just a second. Do want to thank TCS, Transportation Compliance Service, transcomservice.com. You can get into the trucking industry every step of the way. Get into the trucking industry, DOT overweight. If you're looking for a new job, fresh start, Transportation Compliance Service, transcomservice.com. Hey, roepaint.com, roepaint.com. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. 20% off those winter painting projects. Got that painting project? Now's the time. Get it done at roepaint.com. Interior, exterior coating, paint, those concrete coatings. roepaint.com. Again, it's time for our national anthem. Well, there you have it. Nice rendition of the national anthem by the youthful choir there. I didn't get the name of the group, but the quartet. Nice job with the national anthem there. Get your final score predictions in, your final thoughts. We'll get to those here shortly. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Check them out online. Shopridleys.com. You can get into the trucking industry with TCS. You can get groceries at Ridley's. Ridley's, the Family Markets, shopridleys.com. We appreciate all of our sponsors here at BNN. That includes Signature Roofing, includes Element Fencing as well. Element Fencing, decks, pergolas, fences, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl. They can do it all. 25 years in the fencing business. If you're looking for a fence, now is the time. If you're on the fence about that fencing project, get it done now. Element Fencing, they're going to pick our defensive player of the game, or we'll pick it, but we'll give out a defensive player of the game coming up after the game from our friends at Element Fencing. And the Signature Roofing scoreboard update. 4 games tonight in the Mountain West. Fresno State at Colorado State. Wyoming, of course, at Boise State. San Jose State is at Air Force. And then the big one on CBS Sports Network, New Mexico at Nevada. Again, your scoreboard update brought to you by Signature Roofing, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Get more information online at mysignatureroofing.com. Leave us that voicemail, speakpipe.com/ BNN. We're about 8 minutes from tip-off. Nathan, give us some final thoughts. I am going to say not a very big crowd. I would say that the San Jose crowd was much bigger. I mean, you look over there on the third level, section 49 to 51 up there. Not many folks are over in that section. I'll pan the camera as we're talking, but not much of a crowd tonight.
No, and it's something that I mentioned on Twitter that, like, at tip-off of that game, it felt like there were like 5,500 people, and then a bunch of people came late. So I'm going to reserve a little judgment. But right now, 4,000 in here tonight. Not a very large crowd, which it's Tuesday night. The team hasn't been great. Like, I get it. But for tonight, one thing to watch is it's the rebounding. It's always the case with Boise State, but Wyoming, they don't do anything really at an elite level except for rebounding. They hang their hat on their rebounding just like Boise State does. Boise State +2 on the boards in Laramie. I think they need to win the rebounding battle tonight. And then you talked about it with Johnny. Wyoming bottom 5 in foul rate defensively. They hack teams. They play physical. Boise State, they love to get to the free throw line. Got to get to the free throw line. I think you want to see at least 25 free throw attempts for the Broncos tonight. All in all, both these teams, they're willing to play slow. I think it's maybe a little bit lower possession game, even if the offense looks good possession to possession. I'll say Boise State, 81-71.
All right.
I don't think it's a comfortable win, but I don't think it's a nail-biter either.
All right. Again, the spread is about 8.5 points. You can go check out BroncoNationNews.com. We'd love to have you subscribe. 50% off right now, that annual rate. Chris Van Sickle just told me he's got a story in the system. He talked to a recruit that either just visited or is visiting. I'm not sure, but he's got a recruiting story. So you want some recruiting stories on the football team, you want Nathan's analysis on the basketball team, Prater, myself, 50% off right now, BroncoNationNews.com. Go subscribe. We'd love to have you at BroncoNationNews.com. Competing with the State of the Union tonight. I mean, is that really something you stay home for if you have tickets to the game? I don't. Maybe so. I don't know, but
maybe.
Jumpin' Idaho is in Yuma, cheering the Broncos on. Chase Love, hope they can finish 24-12, win the conference tournament, and the first NCAA tournament win. That would certainly
quite the year.
Certainly be something. Currently looking at all 10 students in the student section. Pitiful. There's more than 10.
It's 30.
There's 30-ish, 35.
Plus you got some over there. There's probably 45. This is genuinely not the worst student section I've seen. What are we, 10 minutes before tip-off? So
it's not great.
It's not great.
There's still Johnny, by the way, there's still tacos left. Taco Bell. There's still tacos left, Johnny, if you're interested from Taco Bell. They had 300 to give away to students, and there's not 300 students here yet, so there's still free Taco Bell. But the Cowboys taking the floor. The Broncos about to take the floor as well. Enjoy the game, everybody. We'll be back with the Lithia Florida Boise coverage of Bronco Nation News. And, of course, the Jackson's postgame show coming up. You see the Broncos on the video board here making their way out to the court. The Jackson's postgame show coming up after the game. Go subscribe. BroncoNationNews.com. Again, 50% off right now if you subscribe at BroncoNationNews.com to read all of our coverage. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Click that like button on the way out. And enjoy the game, folks. Exclusive coverage here at Bronco Nation News. Follow Nathan on Twitter. What is it? Nathan_26? No, what's your Twitter?
Yeah, Nathan_26_.
Nathan_26_. We got to change that to just Nathan BNN or something to make it easier. Yeah. But at PJ Rains, at BNN Bronco Nation. Follow us on social media. We'll be tweeting stats and information, nuggets that we see. And then we'll have you covered. Nathan will fire up the postgame show shortly after this one ends. These Mountain West Network games go pretty quick.
They do.
That last one ended like in an hour and 45 minutes. So hopefully an early night tonight. But again, Taco Bell, they're sponsoring the game tonight. I see the Nicolason brothers walking in right now. The game sponsor is Taco Bell. They're passing out Taco Bell to the students. And if you get the Broncos get 83 points tonight and you're here in the building, take that ticket stub and get a free taco from Taco Bell. But appreciate Sun Cruiser, our studio sponsor. Go pick up some Sun Cruisers, Jackson's, Ridley's, lemonade, iced tea, vodkas, all the various flavors. Enjoy a couple during the game tonight. I wish I could. And we'll see you on the postgame show. We'll see you at BroncoNationNews.com as well. But the Jackson's postgame show coming up after the game. Enjoy it, everybody. Exclusive coverage from Bronco Nation News. He's Nathan. I'm BJ, and we'll see you on the postgame show. Enjoy it over on the Mountain West Network. Coming up here in about 3 minutes. Boise State, Wyoming, another night in the Mountain West. We'll talk to you after the game.